Greetings, modelers, and welcome to the KCS L&A Hope Sub. This will be a little update. We'll go through the whole railroad again and see what's new. We're in staging today, and we have laid our tracks for our staging. Not quite all of them yet. We've got three more actually to go, but we have completed quite a bit here in staging. We decided to use Walther Shinohara switches and cut them down considerably to choke or give us a little more room. We still haven't done anything to the lower level, which is the SP special tracks. There are 10 of them down here. This is, of course, storage also, with quite a bit of items here. Our storage drawers will be used to store for different locations by railroad. That exits and goes into Hope, which is where we're going to go to next. We also have a hole. This is where the Frisco will go into Hope. And here at Hope, pretty much the same as far as trackage and everything. We have done some wiring that might be new. We've also got some buildings that we're planning to do over on Main Street, right across from the depot. This part is the Frisco yard over here. Their little interchange yard is pretty much all it was. They did have two industries. One was a grain elevator and one was a seed and feed. KCS grain elevator was on this peninsula. And we're still working on our radius and trackage for coming here. We're going to extend it at least another foot and maybe 2 feet out into the aisle. Coming down to Anthony. Nothing really new here. Hoping to get some switches done and the crossover installed, which is right there. Coming under the garage, we have Pilgrim's Pride. Which was a big complex for chicken feed processing on the south side of town. Railroad progresses. In the corner is going to be the little town of Patmos, out in the middle of Arkansas nowhere. Herbert's the gravel yard siding. So we'll have gravel coming out of here. IP Pulpwood, International Paper Pulpwood Yard. In this corner, still no rail on it yet. We're working on that. We finally got glue for the rail, so that should be moving along. This, by the way, is Ross and Jane's Pulpwood Yard. We might change the name from its official name. Coming around to Stamps, where the cotton belt crossed at a grade. They had a passing siding that came through the diamond. L&A actually owned the diamonds and maintained them, but the cotton belt came through this location. Also interchanged, and this is where their detours will come onto the L&A KCS. There's a little interchange yard here. And we make our long run down to McCamey, which I thought was experiment, but the milepost did not jive with the timetable. So we have changed the name from experiment to McCamey. And that'll be our passing siding between Hope and Cullen Yard. Be the only passing siding. Lurch, still in the planning stages. We extended things here for more of the refinery there at Lurch, even though it was very small. We got all our ties in here coming around at Taylor. We make a big 180 here. Some of them aren't stained yet. This is where the pulpwood yard will be there at Taylor. The original main line of the L&A. Minden Tap. Come around the corner. This is where we double back down the peninsula. As you can see, that's our rough benchwork drawing. Coming into, this is Spring Hill right here. And then this starts the Cullen paper mill. Well, paper mill, anything to do with wood products was right here. They did just about anything. The depot will be over there, and the actual mill will be here. As you can see, it's a workbench right now. Here's the yard and little engine facility. We got a turntable kind of mapped out here. It's not going to be functional. Just kind of a little engine lead. Yard trackage. Back to the main line. Sarepta and Cotton Valley will be along here. Just very small towns. A couple of spurs for businesses along the way. And we come down to Treat and Dayton, also known as Cotton Valley Solvents, will be down here. Big chemical factory. They're still producing chemicals to this date. We're extending things for trackage and to show some of the refinery at that end. And then down at this end, there's going to be 2 more tracks for tank cars and then 1 track for pulpwood. Pulpwood area was known as Treat. Dorcheat Bayou Bridge. This is where it'll be located. This is going to be a big swampy area. A lot of varmints in the water. Coming around to Dorcheat Passing Siding, which has lots of ties, but no rail yet. That will come. Coming around the corner, we were working our way back into Minden. And this is Minden Industrial Park. There's a bulk oil facility on this track. Then there's cement on this next track. And then Dresser Magabar for oil field drilling equipment and mud on this track. This area's also got the farmer's co-op and a furniture warehouse over here. Quite a lot of track was over here. A lot of it was barely used though. So hopefully we can get it looking that way. And we're into Minden. There's a 2-track pulpwood yard right there. And then the shop and facilities. This is a turntable, a 3-track locomotive area. Back in the back, there's a track that's going to go into the big shop area. It'll actually go through the shop. Hopefully we get our 7 tracks for that. Or 7 stall capability. There was only 1 track at the time in '76. Minden yard trackage is down pretty much. We got to work on some switches and get some switches in and finish the back area. And it comes down at this end, back down to 2 tracks. To go into our staging yard. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and share.